to be? It's going to be Tal'Darim Altar. It's going to be Tal'Darim Altar. Now, keep in mind, this is Socke's choice. It's loser's pick, but they do get to ban a map each in the map pool. So
True.
we have cool maps like Antigua, Metalopolis, which is actually still around. We also have Tal'Darim Altars you're seeing now, Shakura's Plateau. So we even have Daybreak in it, a fantastic map. So we got a pretty diverse map pool. Players can really choose, but for now, we're going to go ahead and choose Tal'Darim Altar. I'm going to update the scoreboard. Are the players ready?
Yep, it's going to update the scoreboard, guys. Remember, we are at 1-1. This is ace match. Both players are ready to go. Loading up game number 3. Here it comes. Socke versus Rhett. 8 seconds and counting. 1 second. We're going to...
All right, so we need to talk to the producer real quick, but we'll be back in 1 second.
Alrighty, guys, it looks like we should be ready to go. Let's go ahead and, oh, thank you so much. Getting some water and Nos there. Thank you very much. Kibble's such a nice guy. So pretty, so beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and load up the control in really quick. Okay, guys, so Rhett versus Socke, 1-1. Sorry, I had a little bit of a meeting with our production assistants. Tumba and Kibble's tearing it up right now. Thank you so much to those guys. Awesome, fantastic guys. If you're not following them, please do. Tumba SC, and then, of course, Kibbles and Bits. On
it's
Twitter.
Just
Kiddles.
Yep.
Just kidding, but I call them Kibbles and Bits too. But in the top left corner, guys, Liquid Rhett, your red Zerg, playing a pretty nice game. Dual site, got the series tied 1-1. And who do we have up here in the top right corner?
We have Socke from Alternate Attack from Germany.
Germany.
Ja. And he is going to make some... Huh?
That was the best accent I've ever heard in my life. You're so good.
He's going to make some probes, yeah. And he's going to go for Forge Fast Expand, yeah.
I think you're right, actually. That's good. That's good.
Yep.
And checking over into Red, it looks like he'll be doing the same. You know what? You can actually get away with the 15 hatchery on this map, but luckily Socke got a good scout here, so he's most likely going to force a 15 pull rather than a 15 hatchery here.
Yeah.
Just from the mere fact that with that, yeah, there it is, bam. Had that probe not come in and it gone to a different direction, I would have guaranteed Red throwing on a 15 hatchery. But with the scout coming in, go for the smarter play, throw on a 15 pull, and that will be the theme of this series, as he's done that all 3 games. But you know what? We're on to Tal'Darim Altar. What do you expect to see from our Protoss player?
From Tal'Darim Altar, it's interesting because the spawn positions expose the natural and the main significantly to some kind of warp prism play, or the idea of warping in. Because if we look, there's just lots of room for Protoss to really go for it. It also leaves, it actually puts it in a spot where Rhett's third is actually a little bit more safe. Obviously, Rhett would prefer diagonal cross spawns, but at this point, I would say the spawns actually give Socke a lot of favor. And Socke is able to go aggressive if he truly wants to, but for now, going to go ahead and Forge Fast Expand. And he's going to block the expansion successfully this time for Rhett, which was a little bit different from game number 1. Game number 2, he did manage to get it off, but again, he went for that Zealot aggression that didn't exactly have a good follow-up. It's a good idea. So I'm looking for Socke to kind of do a little bit of more what he did in game number 1, where not necessarily for Phoenix DT, but play more to the 2 base, where I feel like right now that's where Protoss is strongest. And look at that, he's just going to delay more of that expansion, just putting another gateway block.
So annoying, so annoying. Now, after Rhett finally does deal with the hatchery down, I'm curious to see what he plans to do. Grabbing a third's a little bit harder on this map. For one, the rocks are there, of course. If you expand all the way down here, you're kind of way extended away from your creeps. A little bit harder to reinforce, a little bit harder.
I mean, if you're in these positions, Zerg sometimes tend to take even the north expansion, but it's so close to Protoss.
Yeah, it's hard to take.
It's a very difficult, interesting situation. Rhett might opt to stay on 2 base.
Yes. And actually, he might go Muta on this map. Muta's actually very, very strong. We actually haven't seen Rhett do Muta in a while. He has so many avenues of attacks, and of course, just in general, it forces Protoss to kind of sit back and wait till they can get area effect play, such as Archons, High Templars, which at that point, if you can find soft points in their mains, their naturals, of course, even the thirds when they try to go for it, you can do a lot of damage, take out a lot of probes, which again just makes that late game a little bit weaker for your Protoss opponent. And actually, oh my gosh, he's actually starting to break down these rocks. He's got an Overlord sitting outside of this natural. He was supposed to go for a fast third here. Which is pretty nice. It's going to take a while for these leads to break this down. It's going to be about a minute or 2. But again, if you start right away on breaking it down, you can get the third up at a normal timing. So that's actually really cool, Brett.
Well, normal when we say it's about 4.5 minutes, it's about 5.5 minutes. Rhett would, I mean, you can see his resource count is racking up. He would have already taken his expansion twice over. So it's delayed nonetheless because of the spawn position. Red still won't be able to finish it anytime in the next minute or so. So Red has that to deal with, but more importantly, he's been floating so many minerals here, and he's been going gasless this entire time, Robin.
Yeah, well, remember, that hatchery was delayed a lot. That hurt a while. One, it slowed down his queen
even
production.
delayed as well.
Yeah, everything's so late right now, and you just kind of see the artifact as Froden was pointing out there. It's a nice eye there from Dan over here. Him and his glasses helping him out a lot here. Natural has now been set up, got a nice little split off with the drones, of course. Got followed up with the 2 double gas, it looks like, so gotta go ahead and get that speed up for his lair pretty soon, and it looks like he's linked it finally. He wants it, dude.
He wants that money.
Yeah,
get money, get paid.
He even split off 5 of his links too when it broke him in, because he wanted to make sure no pylon went down, because he wants to grab that third. 10 drones now following up, and checking over into Socke. He knows the third is going up pretty soon. He went ahead and threw down a Stargate here, and we'll see what he plans to go for. Do you think he could possibly go for the Phoenix Blade once again? I mean...
well, he doesn't have his 4 gases yet, and his Stargate's about to finish. Usually you see the Korean Protoss like MC, if he goes for a fast Stargate, first of all, he puts that as natural. And the second of all, he goes for a fast 3rd gas, so this makes me think that Socke is going to go for Phoenixes. Yeah, okay, there it is. He actually is going to go for Phoenixes, so it's a very interesting situation that Socke's in. I want to know if he's going to follow with +1 weapons again, because that was actually a really big thing. The Phoenixes kill Overlords that much quicker, but right now he's actually going for... No, I meant for... Tim was like saying, look, he's going for +1 ground weapon. I meant he was going for +1 air weapons last time as his follow-up. Red will see the Chrono Boost, and he is going to see the Phoenixes as well, so he knows what is coming, at least in terms of the Phoenixes, but the question is, will Socke go for DT?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he hasn't thrown a Temple Archives down this time. Yeah, I'm checking here real quick. Yeah, and so most likely will not be going that route. Got 3 gateways now following up, checking over into the main, naturally in 3rd. We have the 3rd about to finish up here for Red, following up with Roach Worm, +1 range attacks for his Roaches. Has speed already on the way, so really going the upgrade route. Has 4 cars ready to go as well, so he can be ready for these Phoenixes. Again, Phoenixes are just annoying. What are you doing about, man? Oh,
6 gates up from Socke in addition to his 1, so he's going for 7 gate. He also has his Twilight Council, so he does have some flexibility. Blink, of course, he could just kind of blank up on the ledge. If he chooses to go for anything else, I'd kind of be flabbergasted. If he went for DTs again, I actually would like to see how it would work now that Red knows it's coming, because there came a point in Brood War when Bisu would go Dark Templar and Corsair, and Zergs knew it was coming, but they still wouldn't be able to stop it. And I wonder, you know, if Socke is going to try to see if he can incorporate that, but his Twilight Council has finished. He's still harassing with his Phoenixes. And I'm just going to wait and see. While Ret, he is getting his +1 missile weapons, he is getting his Roach speed as well, so he's preparing for some kind of push from Protoss. He knows that's what Socke wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, checking over into Socke, yeah, he actually hasn't queued anything else.
There it is, Blink.
Yeah, there it goes. Now starting to blink. 3 gates are now turning into warp gates as well. So looking like he wants to go for a pretty strong push, actually. And looking over at 3rd, I really feel like, especially with Burrow being queued up, Red's gonna be good against this. Burrow's so helpful as the crowd is going wild. Apparently there was an awesome game in the main. Man, too bad we're missing out on it, but we got an awesome game here as well. And it looks like he's actually breaking down this 3rd at the same time. So Socke expanding behind it. It's not really going all in or anything, but I really feel like Red's in a good position with the Burrow. Oh, never mind. There goes the robotics facility falling up. So finally there will be an observer on the field. So
interesting.
Socke, yeah, this is such an interesting build from Socke.
It's, well, I can understand what he wants. First of all, Blink is an absolutely mandatory upgrade in PvZ. You just need Blink for your Stalker mobility. Stalker is a core unit in almost any composition you go for. And Socke is trying to go for a 3rd base, but he powered up so much, but he powered up just to make defensive units, and it's actually very, very interesting because he could have went for the Nexus, and I guess at this point he went for the safer option. He's going to lose a Sentry though, and Red has seen the pylon, so at this point we see Socke still pressuring, trying to be aggressive. Gonna lose out the Queen, gonna also snipe it as well, so a great job here. And I want to commend Socke for his Phoenix control. He's keeping them very active and generally being a big nuisance.
Yeah, I think even in game 1 he lost maybe 3 pieces out of, yeah, totally had overall. So really on top of his game actually tonight. And at the same time though, Red's doing what you do whenever you know a lot of Phoenixes have been coming out. You just go straight for a counterattack. Roach is now flying across the middle of the map. They do have +1 running on ambush. Nice force field here, actually. for Socke will kind of that battle into his favor. They'll start chewing into those roaches when they ever can get up on top of them with the stock on board as well. And those are going to be all nice and cleaned up. At the same time, Phoenix is doing a little harassment, picking up a twig, just go ahead and get one more off, and cutting the bounce just a tad bit there for Rhett. At the same time, though, third is now in triple. Photon Cam going down. Instantaneously with one shot there. Constantly taken out as well. Rhett is taking what he can get. It looks like he's making a flap here. There is a portal.
Every single thing. Oh, looks like a couple of roaches do get picked off here, so great job. And the Phoenix won't let some of those roaches escape. But it was funny because Socke was trying to put up cannons in the face of the roaches, and the roaches would snipe them immediately. So looks like Rhett has a pretty good advantage, and right now he is almost at that critical number of drones. He just put another wave of drones in production, and he is getting some upgrades like +2, passaging glands. He's going to be sitting very, very nicely. And Socke, he's supply blocked, unable to get his third, and Rhett really wants to deny that third from ever being utilized. As you can tell that he's continuing to be aggressive here with the small back.
Yeah, popping in here, Phoenix is doing their best, still keeping up the units, and I actually think Socke can get them to take this out. The roaches get cut off the pack. They're going to be killed off along with 3 more that have been lifted up. Roaches are maneuvering their way back to the natural. At the same time, at 4th has been thrown up for Rhett. We'd like to see its crease bed being a little bit better, but now switching into Spire. It's looking like he might actually go for some tech options here. Is going to go ahead and throw up a hive anytime soon, as he definitely could. He has Infestors on the field here. Does have Bastion Glands finishing up, so we'll have Fungal Growth available for any engagements that do ensue. Still drawing though. 9 more out, 14 more links. Level 1 Carapace now being queued up at home, so he was content with this pressure. I don't think it did as much damage as he wanted to do. But overall, he's a good take. Getting his 4th. Phoenix is now actually moving down and will scout that 4th, which is actually really big for Socke.
Yeah, and right now Socke, he's trying to transition normally, getting those robotics pages like you were saying, and getting +3 weapons, but Rhett also he's hitting a point of comfort where he's starting to really, no matter what happens, we'll be able to macro unless Protoss shuts down one of the bases. We see Rhett has 83 drones, and that's a really good spot for Zurich. We see the muralists have been put into the order production. You see 8 are on the way, or is that 6? Am I blind? It's 7. Okay, so it was 6 and now 7. The 6s look like 8 from this far away from the screen. I have terrible, Robin, I have terrible vision.
Yeah, you were saying yesterday you had 200 vision.
No, my vision is 800, 700.
That is fantastic.
It's absolutely disgusting. Like,
jealous.
I wouldn't be able to recognize you if I took off my glasses, even though I'm sitting right next to you right now.
That's upsetting, dude. Well, a lot of mutes are starting to pop out. Phoenix are coming in for harassment. They're actually doing scouting. I like how he spread them out because he knew that Infestors were on the field, so they wouldn't get clumped up and be taken out right away. But yeah, mutes are now starting to collect outside of this natural. 3 more on the way. And he's trying to get a critical mass of mutas, of course, so we can take on the Phoenixes if he can catch them out of position. In the bottom right corner, some links ready for it. Looks like a counterattack in case any chance that Socke does push out. He can bring his links in and try to get some damage done as well. But Colossus is starting to be on the field here. Really, I feel Socke's getting pretty strong here. 3-0 and upgrades at the moment. He's going to have a 3-1 done pretty soon as well. Thermal Lance clearing up at the same time. Really, in terms of tech, he's really just kicking in at the moment, really going into overdrive.
Yeah, and Socke is just being defensive. This is the kind of style that Rhett always kind of feared, or actually let's be real, a lot of Zerg's feared. Protoss stays on 3 base. They're harassing with these warbins as we see the Zealots taking out the 3rd, but more importantly, they're turtling up to death ball status. 200 with +3 and thermal lance and all these colossi coming out, as Socke has 2 colossi at a time coming out. This expansion is in jeopardy of falling here, and Rhett's trying to see if he can pull some units, but the Zealots might just target down the hatchery, or will they? Is Socke going to pay attention to it?
Red, yeah, he's not actually focused on it. Yeah. He had it, I think he would have gotten it.
Yeah, he would have gotten it.
Yeah, he's too busy dealing with these mutas that are in the middle of the field here. Phoenix looks like they're trying to clean them up, and it looks like that is cleaned up. Oh my gosh, 20 HP. Focused it at the last second, but again, just a bit of a late attack there. You should have focused it a little bit earlier on. But Muta's now going to go ahead and move around the map, picking off a couple Phoenixes here. There's only 4 on the field, it looks like. But like you said, the map. Oh my gosh, this is starting to get pretty strong here for Socke. The thing is, though, he doesn't really have. Oh, Fungal goes down, try and catch a couple of Infestors. We don't have any Archons. We don't have any real area effect anti-air available. We got Phoenix is going to go into a little bit anti-land. They will actually click on top of them, catching a couple of them. A nice pickoff there from Socke, as Rhett will now be moving straight to the natural. Maybe try and pick up a couple of probes if possible, and he's actually going to go ahead and take out the one Phoenix that was chasing the Stalker here to clean that up.
Yeah, I mean, Rhett's still trying to establish his map presence here. Socke still being defensive and turtling. He's waiting for to hit that critical mass of units. He's still remaking probes though, which is interesting. Looks like He's moving out with some units towards the center of the map here, and looks like all of his units finally catching up. That's a lot of units, and now this is kind of the point where people say, man, Paladin Malter, the way he can capitalize on this ledge here, as it looks like we do see the Colossi moving in, and it looks like the Stalkers are also blinking up forward here. Chronic going in awkward position, the Stalkers actually blink forward, and is that the engagement he wanted? Force fields do pop up here, as I do see that Socke is going ahead and going in your face kind of style. The Colossus taking a lot of punishment from the Corruptors, but the Stalker count may just be too high. Rhett losing a huge amount of supply, not able to really remax here, as pretty much a huge part of his production will be cut here, as there it is, GG. Socke will take the series 2-1.
Wow, man, Socke coming out and putting on a show here. I really had Rhett pegged as the winner there just because he's been so great in ZVP as of late. But Socke, he came out with an unorthodox build in Game 1 that kind of threw us off, and it looks like he threw off Rhett as well, and did really fantastic. Game 2, kind of got a little bit behind, didn't have a wall off ready to go, and followed up with Dark Shrine. Didn't work out too well for him, and Rhett punished him for it. But Game 3, man, did very well.
Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, Socke showed exactly this kind of style that a lot of people just struggle with. To just say, man, I don't know how to deal necessarily with that death ball style, and you can see why, because Socke was able to get in a good position, and it all comes down to the fact that when Socke was able to harass that natural, just blink in immediately, and that's kind of what people say about those spawn positions really do help out Protoss when we were talking about that at the beginning of the match. But Socke overall showed that why he's still a Protoss you can't forget about. Socke's always one of those players that's just, he's the definition of solid.
Yeah.
And if you underestimate him, he will take off a game, because Rhett probably wouldn't be too upset about losing game number 3, but game number 1, you can tell probably frustrated is that he didn't want to lose a game like that with Phoenix DTs coming in.
Definitely, man. So congratulations to Socke going up in his group once again, taking a win on Rhett. We're going to go ahead and pull up the overlays, and we're going to be going out for a little bit. We're going to see if we're going to have anyone else changing spots with us, or if we're going to be your casters for the night once again here on the next series. But until then, we'll see you next time. I'm Robin.
And I'm Frodan.
Thanks, guys.